Hey, this is Danielle from Black Business Boom and Black Owned Nashville, and I am so honored to be here today with Rennie Harris, who is one of the most amazing hip hop choreographers in the country. I think probably the most amazing hip hop choreographers in the country. And he's here to chat with us today and talk about Pure Movement coming here to Nashville next week, which I am really excited about because there can be a little culture gap here in Nashville. So, really excited to see this type of performance coming here to Nashville. Rennie, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. Really happy to be here. And I just got a few questions for you. I really appreciate you for joining me. What made you decide to bring Pure Movement here to the Nashville market?
Uh, it was actually Mark Murphy. Mark Murphy. I think I don't know. It's almost 30 years, or maybe 20 years of me knowing him. I think the first time I met him was in 1997, 96. He's a director at another theater. So I've known him for a long time. He was one of the first to book us in the 90s.
Mhm.
And so I've, always felt like, allegiance and felt like, whenever he called, it was time to go. So I didn't know where he was. I lost touch with him for a minute. And so he reached out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I'm in Nashville. What do you guys want to do?" So,
I love it. Now, Pure Movement, you founded in 1992, a hip hop dance theater company dedicated to preserving hip hop culture. Tell us a little bit about what to expect from the Nashville residency.
well, I mean, I know there's gonna be a few, a master class, a pre-talk before the show,
Mhm.
um, also a lecture demonstration on the history of street dance. I think that may also be streamed. Um, and then the work itself is called the night is called nothing but a word.
Mhm.
And really, I'm just talking about the work is speaking about street dance, all the possibilities of street dance. So what we know as street dance um, is one, in American culture where we've become sort of elitist about how we see it, black and white,
Mhm.
you know. And so part of it was sort of, I come from the commercial world. I was part of the first rap tour across the country in
Mhm.
1983 with Run DMC, Fat Boys, Curtis Blow. LL Cool J was like 17 or 16.
Oh my.
Jermaine Dupri was 10 or 11 or something like that. And so I come from commercial work, the commercial industry, and having the chance to create Rennie Harris Pure Movement uh, gave me a chance to really address the issue of us
Mm.
and also present street dance in a different light. We're often seen as the entertainers, and so this is a standing thing or stereotype that's been created for African Americans since slavery. Um, so the entertainers, right? And
Yeah.
so often people bring the kids, because they think the
Mhm.
circus is coming to town. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? When a hip hop, is bringing
Mhm.
kids. It's like, no, the work that we do is a little bit more for adults, rated R.
Oh.
It's not for children. I'm let's put it this way: in a year or so, I'll be 60.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Thank you. You know what I mean? So, with that said, you know, it's not a kid thing, right? So we've been doing this for a long time in the theater and addressing issues, uh,
Mm.
uh, you know, that plague our community. And I think this particular work or night of works, the different works, it's just really talking about the focus is that street dance can also be used in a different way. It could always be seen in a different way. Even a lot of the music we use isn't necessarily hip hop per se, but
Mhm.
when you have a type of different type of music and you set street dance to it, it then allows the audience to view it differently. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just a different sense behind it, and so it was some eclectic music, I think, and so people will enjoy it. There'll be a few pieces that they may like. Oh, okay, this is what we came here for, right?
Mhm, mhm,
but
mhm.
but then there's going to be a few pieces going to be like, oh, okay,
So there's some messages we need to be looking for
Well, I
throughout
mean,
the evening.
I don't know about, yeah. If you get one, great. You know, what I
Mhm,
mean? If not, because I one of the things when I gave up working in the commercial industry, I decided I was going to deal with my issues, my own personal things. So,
mhm.
with that said, I'm not seeking to be approved or create a message for people. Like if I share my life and you relate to that, then great. Then we're, you know what I mean. Like that's, I
Yeah,
guess, be seen as the message, but not intentionally. No.
okay.
My thing is that the audience will go away with the audience is supposed to go away with. So.
I love it. Again, I'm really excited and really excited to be getting the word out to Black Nashville. When I moved here to Nashville from Chicago 5 years ago, I thought, well, there are HBCUs there, there should be tons of Black culture, and I feel like I've struggled to find a lot of that in Nashville. I think it exists, but I was inclined and inspired to start my Facebook group to really try to bring together Black Nashville because we're very disconnected here. Also, coming from a city from Chicago, used to being able to go to the theater or go see dance troupes and get those type of cultural experiences that we just don't really see as much here. So you are bringing a complete experience because it's not just come and see us dance. You have a talk going on. You have the master classes going on. So tell us a little bit about the master classes because I know there are a lot of folks that are probably very intimidated and thinking about coming to a master class with Rennie Harris. So what should we expect from the master classes and who should come out for the master classes?
Well, the master class, the workshop is, I believe, two of the dancers, one former dancer, will be teaching the class. So they'll get, I'm assuming, because I generally don't travel with the company, so because of
Mm,
Mark Murphy doing what he's doing at Oz, I said I'm coming, because I hadn't seen him in a while.
yeah.
And so I believe the class will be a combination of hip hop and then a combination and then also of house. Um,
Mm,
so and I'll double check on that. But and just so we're understanding, like, what we understand hip hop, because what so I'm clear about what hip hop is, because a lot of us, our own folk, don't really understand it
mm-hmm,
or don't know. We do, but we don't, because of a lot of it has been sort of like appropriated and then
right,
ground up and then fed back to us, and then so we
right.
believe that's what it is, and it's like, no, and haven't been around before it was ever called hip hop, and I watched the term
Mhm.
come into existence. We didn't know what that was when we first heard the term hip hop, and
I
so,
think it's safe to say that you really had a hand in creating this genre of
well,
dance.
I've been a part of that generation. Like there's a
Mm,
generation above me who were the
mhm.
actual creators, and
Okay.
I'm, what they call it's the old school, the new school, and the true school. I'm part of the true school, and the true school
Okay, cool.
keeps the information of the old school, and we teach the new school, right? And
Fantastic.
so hip hop, as we understand it, is nothing more than party social dances. If it doesn't have a name, you can question whether or not it's hip hop.
Mm,
Hip hop comes out as a name to it. The Cabbage Patch, to this, to that, you know what I
mhm,
mean? The Nay Nay, the Whip, right? Millie Rock. These are all dances that are done in the community. The
mhm,
term street is a slang for community dance, because we hang out in the community, like,
mhm.
hear your mom or someone say, "Hey, don't be out in those streets." Really, you're out in the community. You're not hanging in the street per se. I mean, some people do, but really, I might be down at my friend's house. I might be at my cousin's house. I could be at the church. I mean, this is the community that we live in. So, for me, not all hip hop historians believe this, but for me, street dance is or community dance is the umbrella term. Then
Mhm.
there's all the different styles of street dance, right? Because it's not fair to call everything hip hop because hip hop is something specific, right? So juking, right? It's not fair to call that hip hop because it has its own particular culture out of Memphis, I believe, right? So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you have locking, popping, breaking, hip hop, house, second line. Even second line could be somewhat considered. A lot of people use second line movement in their expression for hip hop, crumping,
Yeah.
turfing, whacking, vogue, all these different things are different styles that come out of different areas around the country. So you can't. So to me, is not it's not fair to call it all hip hop. So when we talk about hip hop, what's going to be taught at master class, we're talking about party social dance,
Okay.
right? So all old probably the old school dances, you know what I mean, like the Running Man, the Roger Rabbit, you know what I mean, some of the foundation stuff, and then the house movement is wasn't like house is a freestyle dance, and
Mhm.
so over a period of time it developed some movement vocabulary developed, and then some of the true school dancers and generation began to codify it in the 90s.
Mm.
So there is these terms and what have you. However, there house is still a freestyle dance, so you'll learn probably some house and some hip hop, and that's sort of like
Okay.
for what's
And
and
so what
younger, I wouldn't say young kids, but
Mhm.
preteen to
Okay.
older, yeah.
And
Mhm.
we don't have to be like professional dancers. We
Oh,
can
no, because
okay.
none of this stuff, all of this stuff came from the community.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
in fact, some of the dances they'll know, right? This is
Yeah.
community dance, so there's no, and that's the thing about it, and also the danger because some people, the quote unquote other folk, um, they because it's coming from the common people,
Mhm.
see it as a lower thing, a lower connotation of what their form of ballet or modern. And the truth of the matter is that there's no comparison because we're not comparing our 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 dance styles or quote
Mhm.
aka forms to modern ballet, right? Those
Mhm.
are Western forms, and so there's no hierarchy amongst us, right? Because this movement is coming from, if I can say, an Africanist perspective, and it's coming from
Mhm.
an Africanist foundation.
Now, as a choreographer, and I'm here in the Music City, and so but a lot of country music here in Nashville. But so, as a choreographer, when you are um, doing your choreography, are you inspired by music or by the moves, and then you find the music? How does that process work?
It's all of it. Like I think no, I mean, if you're a person who's creative, or often people call them creatives,
Hmm.
um, anything can inspire you because you're pretty much open. It could
Hmm.
be a word that your grandmother said or a phrase, or it could be music. Most of the time, music is the thing that inspires you to move, right? And
Hmm.
often you begin to visualize the movement in your head as a choreographer, or you visualize the narrative, the story in your head.
Hmm.
I normally like to start with movement only and not music.
Hmm. Okay.
Often the music will lock me into a particular thing and style, and I don't want to be locked into that style or thing yet. So I just start doing movement and not to a particular song. I could put on anything and then we start dancing. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. And then eventually a piece of music reveals itself to me and I see like how it connects to this choreography that I've been working on.
I
So for me,
love it.
it's a little different. Yeah.
Love it. I don't think I'm a creative because my mind doesn't work like that. But we
Right.
are really grateful to have people like yourself, who are creatives and not just entertainers. You truly, I can tell in just this short conversation, you're truly an intellectual and you have a passion about what you do, which I imagine you wouldn't have done it for so long if you didn't, and have the longest running hip hop company, in the country if you didn't. So we are very, very excited about seeing you next week. I have not really left my house, but I'm coming out for this. I'm really excited about it.
Mhm.
I know that there are COVID-19 precautions in place, so I'm really excited
Mhm.
to be there. And we're honored to have you actually coming out because, like you said, you don't typically travel with the company. So we're really
Mhm.
excited to have you here in Nashville, have you live actually doing the talk that you're doing on Friday night. And then also to have your team doing the master classes next week as well. So everybody, Rennie Harris from Pure Movement, come in here to Nashville October 14th through the 16th. If you want to grab tickets, go to ozartsnashville.org. You should see it right there on the front page. But also, I have the pleasure to be offering free tickets to my audience. So we're doing a raffle. We're going to be raffling off some free tickets. So to enter that raffle, go to Boomin, boomin.social/Rennie. So that's boomin.social/Rennie to enter our raffle. And actually, we've had quite a few people already enter. So I'm going to go ahead and announce our first winner is Erica House here from Nashville. Erica, I'm going to shoot you an email, let you know that you got your tickets if you're not tuning in. But it's not over. We'll be giving away some more tickets. So make sure you go to boomin.social/Rennie, enter our raffle. All you have to do is drop your email address and click to go to the website to see more about the performance and your enter to win. So it's very, very easy. But again, I think it's so important as Black Nashvillians and Murfreesboro folks, I don't know what they call us out here, but that we show up for this because we want these type of cultural experiences to come here, and we have to support when a Black man is coming and bringing this cultural experience here for us. So it's so important. Even if you don't win in the raffle, the tickets start at $25. Go to ozartsnashville.org and grab some tickets to support this amazing dance company and support Rennie Harris, who's been giving us culture for a very long time. Thank you so much for joining me, Rennie. This was such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. My
I
pleasure.
really look forward to next week. I'll see you at one of the nights, probably Friday night, because I want to catch the artist talk.
All right. All right.
All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye bye.
All right. Peace.